This is not the first time. You've been a couple of times to the GStreamer conference, have you?
I just realized when Wim was doing his 20 years of GStreamer talk that I have been to every GStreamer conference since the beginning. This definitely makes me feel old.
Welcome to the GStreamer conference. I understand it's your first time here.
Okay, I'm out of This is the second one I've been to. So yeah, I went, I think it was 3 years ago, they had it in Berlin. That was my first one, and then this is my second one.
I've come here almost every year since 2012, 2013 maybe.
It's the second time.
Second time for me as well.
That's the third time now.
We have started using GStreamer 6 years ago or so. We have tried coming every year or semi-regularly in any case.
It's always good to come back.
Because it's nice to kind of follow up with what's going on in the community, new developments, but principally just being able to kind of meet the developers face to face, ask them questions, or just by seeing the other talks get some ideas on how people are doing stuff.
Listening to the talks were always very interesting and very appreciable. I like the format.
It's good just to keep an awareness of how GStreamer is changing, to be informed of the new developments in the various directions that GStreamer is going.
It's the moment where you can see what is actually happening, because you just usually in the day-to-day work you just see patches coming, you see what is going on, but you don't have like the big picture, and it's the only moment where you can grasp a bit better what the big picture is in terms of where people are using GStreamer, what people are doing with it.
My team started working on GStreamer video analytics plugin, and so I thought it's a good idea to go and join the community and see what they work on.
People using GStreamer, I think they have another perspective, but I'm really like into developing GStreamer and making sure that it fits the needs that people have in the various industry where it's used. That's my main motivation.
The reason why I got back here is now when you have some more experience, is also really, you don't only know the trends to see what others have done and see what's actually possible. That really opens up your imagination, what you actually can do.
Potentially I saw it used in a coffee maker at my office the other day. We were taking a look at the screens and about and what libraries are used and licenses. That was somewhere in there that it was using GStreamer.
So GStreamer literally makes coffee?
Yes, literally.
That's a completely new use case.
Yeah. GStreamer has got a lot of people involved in it. The community is thriving, and people are really motivated by what they're doing. But we're all doing that remotely, each in our various companies or on our free time. And what's really great is coming to the GStreamer conference, you actually meet the people, you get to mingle, you get to interact.
It also helps form a connection that is somehow deeper than just discussing things on IRC.
Coming to the conference, then it's kind of easier to interact in the mailing list, because then you kind of have a face to put to the name. Then like the developers are not high in the pedestal and unreachable, then it's like you had chat with them about football or other stuff, and then it's just more approachable.
And the community is obviously great, but it's just when you get to see people face to face, especially the newcomers, people who've never been to the GStreamer conference or haven't actually interacted with the community, or who have been proposing patches but we don't know who they are. And then you finally get to see them, and it's great.
Last year I learned about what's trending for GStreamer with Rust, and also learned a lot about how we could set up architecture at our company. We got a lot of feedback. Last year it was only me. This year we have 4 developers attending the conference, so that's great.
Every single time I come back from the GStreamer conference, I got this, I'm gonna say this power of being able, wanting to work even more on all these other aspects that we've been talking about during the conference, or ideas that came out through discussions, and it's something that we need.
It has been like 2 days with a lot of social interaction and a lot of new knowledge. It can be a bit tiring, but that's also part of coming to a conference.
That's why I'm here every year.
It can be used as a whole solution, a big solution. It also can be used for a little part of your software.
The project that I work on, we use GStreamer a lot.
You can use it like a professional tool because of their performance, the footprint, the flexibility of the build system.
Some people use enormous pipelines, with 200 elements or something like.
The fact that it was used in the gravitational waves detection is quite amazing. That's a use case that we just didn't have in mind.
But that shows that GStreamer really scales up well if you use it right.
The toolkit is amazing. Like, I mean, the amount of plugins, we were discussing this, I think there is now something like more or less 1,000 plugins available. You can even do like a zip encoder with a GStreamer.
We made a makeshift video conferencing system. We actually did manage to make a working proof of concept video conferencing system on the command line.
Yeah, it's a very powerful toolkit.
I talk to people who use it in hospitals and instruments that are used in medicine, basically. All the different domains where it is used, that was surprising to me.
I think it's very important for us to have that. GStreamer is a very broad project that touches many areas of multimedia, basically.
I think it's a very welcoming community.
That comes across on IRC and on mailing lists. People are helpful, and that's nice when you're online and you can see it clearly translate even when you meet people in person.
I just gave a conference like 30 minutes ago, and I felt like it was like with colleagues or people who are very welcoming.
When you were presenting, it felt like home.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really fantastic.
I think it's just really the quality of interaction. Having participated in various different open source communities, there aren't so many of them that make it easy for you to participate regardless of the skill level or the knowledge level that you're at.
Look into the kind of tutorials and examples. In the beginning when we started, I don't think it was that easy to find documentation and kind of figure out what's going wrong, and I think that has improved with time. The best is kind of get into it and start trying.
I think things will naturally come. Just by developing, you end up finding, oh, it would be cool if GStreamer could be able to do this, or oh, I found this obscure bug, let me report it and try to fix it.
Trying stuff out, and then when you encounter problems, go to the community, like a mailing list or IRC or something like that.
It shouldn't be that surprising, but a lot of people have the same problems that you have yourself. A lot of people actually haven't solved that. You can actually yourself contribute with ideas about how people can solve their problems.
You don't feel stupid asking basic questions. If you do have ideas and stuff, they're listened to, they're valued.
If you are explaining well what you want to do, if you are clear with the contribution you want to bring, it's very easy to lend a patch.
It really comes down to what you're interested in. Regardless of what layer of the system you like working in, there's something for everyone if multimedia is interesting to you, effectively.
It's a very interesting project to work on, and there are so many things you can do, and we always need help, so you are very welcome to come and just ask what you can do and just look at some GitLab issues and start getting your hand dirty.
Maybe try to come up with a pet project.
Just talk to us on IRC.
And definitely attend the GStreamer conference.
Come to the GStreamer conference if you want to meet people.
We've been doing the 20 years of GStreamer, and I think we still will be around, at least the ideas, what has been driving GStreamer. Because obviously in 20 years it's not going to be the same API, it's not going to be the same system, but the ideas behind GStreamer are, I think, what make it so successful.
14 years after, we can see the result that a lot of embedded devices, a lot of solutions are using GStreamer and its flexibility.
It has a lot of demand in the market. I've heard about it being used in space research projects in the broadcast industry, touching basically everything that has anything to do with multimedia.
It's definitely not a dying project. Sometimes there's a danger with open source stuff that kind of, community loses interest and kind of slowly dies. And GStreamer seems the opposite. It just gains more and more momentum.
I see its popularity can grow because of its plugin architecture and graph-like architecture. It has a good potential to be on many systems and applications.
There's a lot of different companies. Also, there's a combination of other open source organizations. So there's some GNOME people, there's some people doing build systems and so on. It's quite cool.
The head of GStreamer is pretty well spread with this 3 companies at least, consultancy, but also 4, 5, 6 companies who can also have their word to say. We are welcoming people also to contribute. So very win-win situation with the companies and the open source community.
my company is banking on that too, because they are putting their resources to do that. So yeah, I expect it to grow really well.
The reason why there are so many companies using it in their products, why there are so many people using it in the applications, why there are so many, let's say, there's a good vibe to the GStreamer community. And I think that's what makes the success of the project. That's why we're still here, we're still around, and people are using it everywhere.
Have you seen my duck collection? So we like debugging ducks in GStreamer.
And the debugging ducks lets you have better quality code, right?
Yes, ducks are ubiquitous and cheap. It's very easy to get one. You should have come to the GStreamer Hackfest in Thessaloniki because I had my whole army with me.